This is a warning. We are about to spoil the original Assault on Precinct 13. If you do not want this movie spoiled, go watch it and then come back to the podcast. Thank you.
Man, I'm really excited to watch a movie from the 1970s. You know, it's like a window into the past. We'll see what things are like back then.
The LAPD is killing black youth.
Some things never change. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette, in what might be our shortest episode because this plot does not take long to describe. But hey, I'm excited because I want to see what Justin's opinion is. So,
oh, you want to hear mine?
Well, I'm just saying before we start out, we should probably tell them, like, I'm a big John Carpenter fan. I like the vast majority of his movies, but Justin has seen some of them and not been as ecstatic about them. So
I've seen a good chunk of, like, his famous ones. I haven't seen The Fog.
Yeah.
And I think there's one more.
Well, you haven't seen Escape from L.A. either.
Escape from... Well, I'm talking about, like, the ones people consider classics.
Oh, okay.
Escape from L.A. is mixed.
Yeah. I liked it, just because it was so over the top and ridiculous. But that's a discussion for another time.
That is. Basically, I like 3 John Carpenter movies of what I've seen. I like the original Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I like They Live, and I like The Thing.
Yep, and now, well, I'm excited to hear what it is.
And guess what?
Huh.
That number 3?
Uh-huh.
That number 3 of 3 John Carpenter movies I like, that has not changed after this film.
Gotcha. All right, so, yeah, I'll let you say your opinion first. Actually, should we describe the plot first before we do that?
We can give, like... Well, I want to know, did you enjoy it?
I did. I enjoyed it a lot.
Like, I don't hate this. I didn't hate it. It's not like, oh, this had no good moments, but there were some big problems for me.
Mm-hmm.
Was the sound mixing off for you?
Not really. Mine was fine. I don't know if it was the print you watched, maybe.
Because, like, at least the version I was watching, it looked like sounds weren't there. Or, like, you see, during the opening of the film, we'll get to the plot, but... Well, not the opening, but before the actual assault happens, when the guys are just driving around in the car.
Uh-huh.
He cocks a pistol in the back, but there's no sound for it.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I think there were... Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember, honestly. He...
Or there was moments where, like, one sound would be really fucking loud, and then the next ones would just be really quiet. And it didn't feel like an atmosphere sort of thing. It was just sort of our sound guy was fucking up.
I think it was the print you watched, because that was fine for me. The sound mix and design was solid for me. I had a copy of the Blu-ray, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure you did.
But anyway, but yeah, the sound mixing was fine for me. I think it might have just been the print you watched.
Okay, it could be that. So the plot, this will take 10 whole minutes. Maybe actually it could be less.
Basically, it opens up, the LAPD, there's a gang, and the LAPD, like, basically just guns them down. And the gang members that survive, they do this weird thing where they cut themselves open, put their blood in the thing, and they basically want revenge. So,
is that the reasoning?
I think that's the reasoning. Yeah,
I know that, like, all these people die, and then you hear a radio, a news station saying, like, a bunch of guys have stolen high-powered weapons.
Well, because they said something like for the 6 or something like that, and then they cut themselves.
Oh, that's what they were saying. I just heard 6 during that scene.
Yeah,
it was like
6 people were gunned
Are
down,
they cutting
so.
a 6? are they cutting a 6 into their arm? No.
No, because 6 people are going down, so like, this is for the 6. And then they cut themselves, and yeah. It's a really weird scene, and honestly, the gore effects on the knives were really good. Like, when he put his arm, I was like, ah!
Yeah, I was like, ow, ah.
Because you don't see it for a second, it just cuts to a close-up of one guy's arm just pushing it in. I'm like, oh my god.
I will say, as someone who has gotten a bad cut in their arm, no, not for that reason. If you try that with a blade, no, you're not just having that amount of blood. There is way more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, basically they want revenge, and so a bunch of series happens, and basically there's these guys who are transporting prisoners to some place, and it opens up on them, and you're like, why are they showing me this? But then you find out later on that this policeman, I think it was like his first day back or first day on the job or some shit like that.
It was first day on patrol, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So the cop assigns him to and actually, before I go on, this title is a lie. It's not Precinct 13. It's Precinct 9, District 13.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, oh, are they going to change precincts? No, it's Precinct 9.
But it is District 13. And I think, like, on the opening when they pan down, it says 14 or something like that. So who the hell actually knows what it is? Either way, I think the title's a blatant lie or a mistake or something like that. But I guess they just because it sounds cool, Assault on Precinct 13 instead of.
Well, I mean, Assault on District 13 also works.
That is true. That would have worked as well. But that would imply
but
that's
then,
the whole.
Later on, when Hunger Games comes out, people would get really confused.
Right. Well, but the thing is, District 9 that would imply, or District 13 that would imply the whole district's under siege, but it's just that one precinct. So.
Yeah, but it's just for a title.
I know. That's fair. But yeah, basically, this cop has just been reassigned, and the station's in the middle of like a transition, and jack shit is happening there. Like, they're about to shut off the power and all that, and he's like, all right.
Yeah, the precinct is shutting down, and they're moving to a different one, so there's like nothing in there except stuff they're moving out.
Basically, yeah. And what happens is first day there, and they're transporting the prisoners, and one of them starts to get sick.
Well, no, this is a different. There's 3 different stories going on at the beginning.
Sorry. Oh yeah, and the guy and his daughter. Yeah, go ahead.
No, not the guy. Well, I guess 4 then.
Yeah.
There's a guy and his daughter who are trying, and the father wants to go see their nanny, I guess, and get her to move out of a shitty part of town.
Yeah.
There's the people who made the blood oath, which. That's more confusing since you said it was for killing cops, but when they start their killing spree, they're just killing random people.
No, it was for, yeah, right, because it was the cops who killed the gang members, but...
Yeah, but they start off by going after random people, like you see them aim at just people walking by.
Yeah, which I guess...
But they don't pull the trigger.
Yeah, their motivations aren't too terribly clear here.
It really is. I think that was one of my main problems. Is like, there's no real reason for this.
No.
And I'll get to that a bit more, but the third plot is the newbie cop who is assigned to watch over Precinct 9 while they overnight just to make sure everything's fine there.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the 4th plot where a prison bus is transporting 3 prisoners to death row.
Uh-huh.
But on that bus, one of the prisoners is horribly sick, and they feel they have to pull over so that way not everyone else doesn't get sick, and the only place close by is Precinct 9.
And so their fates intertwine.
So that's how they get there. And going to the weird shooting spree, sort of. What was with the ice cream man?
I don't know. I just gather he had ties to the gang, I guess. I don't know. It just seemed random because he was like...
he was in a shit part of town, he had the gun?
That's what I was thinking. Like, it seems like that because he doesn't seem to know them. He's like, I'll give you anything. I'll give you money. Just don't shoot me. But yeah, it's because he's in a shitty part of town. He's an ice cream man. And I don't know if how ice cream truck. Actually, I know it's a bit of a rant, but how the fuck do ice cream trucks work? Do they do they have random patrols? Is there an ice cream truck headquarters? How does that work?
I think there may be a thing, sort of the way taxis are signed up. In a way.
Yeah, there's like an ice cream truck headquarters.
Which that sounds like the lamest supervillain hideout. The ice cream truck headquarters.
I know where I'll set to base. In the ice cream headquarters.
Dun dun! Bolts of lightning.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. But where is the headquarters located? No one knows. That's a mystery that will forever be unsolved. But anyway, I don't know, because he was in a weird time, and he had a fucking gun under the dash, and you see him, like, kind of looking out the window, like, the fuck's going on here, and, like, people are driving by, and...
I think it is because he's in a shit part of town.
Yeah, so, he's in a shit part of town, and he's like, I'm assigned to this shit part of town, I'm gonna go get a gun, just in case shit happens.
And then the dad is on a phone booth, even though he was apparently driving to the house.
I guess he just randomly pulled over. Because remember, I think he said he didn't know where the hell he was. He's like, why don't we ask for directions?
He didn't want to ask the cops for some reason.
And so he gets on a phone call, I guess,
like
to ask.
It's hinted he did something bad, I guess?
It is. It's hinted, because he's like, I'm not a bad man, honey, I promise, or something. But you never find out what that is. It's kind of just dropped.
Well, actually, wait, hold on. My brain just completely crashed.
It's okay. Justin.exe has crashed, needs to be restarted.
Insert that. But yeah, the dad pulls over and goes on a payphone. Remember when those existed?
Mm-hmm.
And the ice cream truck stops near there, and the little girl's like, I want ice cream! And the dad's like, fine.
Yeah, because like she's like in the car, she's like, I'm hungry. I want something to eat.
Also, this is entirely crude and inappropriate, but I was looking at the IMDb page.
Oh, shit. Uh-huh.
She grew up well.
Damn! That's good.
Saying.
That's good.
That little girl grew up well. She's not in, like, any good movies, but she grew up well.
She filled out nicely, huh?
Yeah. Mm. Actually, the guy who played the black cop is still acting.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, I can't think of his name because I'm terrible with names.
It's all right.
But
yeah. Back to the plot. She goes to get ice cream. She wants a vanilla twist. He gives him a vanilla twist. She goes back to the car, and the guy
he only gives her vanilla, no twist.
She wanted vanilla twist, but he only gave her vanilla. Well, I was going to get to that. I'm saying he gave him ice cream. She walked away. Then he gets hijacked. He's like, so the little girl...
Hijacked by the 4 Blood Oath brothers.
That's what we'll refer to them as, because it's never explained who the fuck they are. So
unless we read the credits, but I'm lazy.
But, yeah. So she looks at ice cream, she's like, wait a minute, this is vanilla. This isn't vanilla twist. So she goes back, hey, I want vanilla twist. And in one of the most infamous scenes in the movie, the gang member looks over and without batting an eye, just casually shoots her.
Which then makes me wonder why he didn't shoot the driver, because he punches the driver, and then this random little girl, he shoots.
Yeah, right?
Okay. And I know the excuse here will be, oh, she saw his face. He heard her before he looked.
Right?
He didn't have to show his face. He just randomly killed her.
Yeah. And it's pretty damn graphic, too. He shoots her and just blood flies out. She falls. I'm just like, Jesus!
I don't know. I was kind of sad. Well, I wasn't really shocked. I was like, oh. It was kind of sad that the way the father, crawls over and, does his thing.
Yeah, that was sad. He was like, and the ice cream guy who's lying in Will's blood, he's like, there's a gun under the dash. Ugh, bye. And so the guys drive off, and in a fit of rage, grabs the gun, drives off, and chases after their ass. So... in the meantime, we cut back to the precinct, and so the bus pulls over, and he's like, wait a minute, the precinct's closed, we're moving. Didn't you read the signs? Like, look, man, I got a sick prisoner, I don't have much time, got to get to the execution on time, whatever. Can we just put him in here until we call a doctor? And like, all right, fine, you can do that. And He puts him in. They put him in the cells and they lock him up and they try to call a doctor. And then goes back to the father and he's chasing the fuck after them. He pulls them over in a dark alleyway. And
no, it's in an open field.
An open field, like it's a dark open field. And he gets into a shootout with them. And one thing I thought was really interesting is he shoots the main guy like a couple times and he doesn't go down. And I'm like, Jesus, is he wearing like body armor or something? And then
because his shirt was kind of like puffy, so I thought he was wearing a bulletproof vest at first.
It was it's clever scene because he shoots him and then I'm like, how the fuck is he not dead? And then he just goes down.
Now, this is the thing that gets the plot in motion, because the rest of the gang members chase the father, who runs into Precinct 13. The gang members want the father. Yeah,
gang members want the father. And then...
Why?
I guess because he killed one of their gang members? I mean, they're pretty tight about that.
I know, but still, for this one guy, they somehow summoned an army of people to attack this building.
And the thing is like, from an art standpoint, it's really good because like it's a genuinely like it's a tense scene and it's really creepy. I thought the way it was shot, like you can tell he's part of a horror director because it's just figures just silently moving through the woods. And he
actually this was before Halloween.
Yeah, it was. So, but even still, you can tell that he was like, that's kind of his knack. Because I really love like when he walked up the precinct, turned around, and like there's just these figures chasing him, and they just stop and stand there. It's like really eerie. And then he runs in the building, and they're like, just settle down, dude. What the fuck's going on? And this sets the whole thing in motion.
And then he was throwing the fridge for the rest of the movie.
Basically, yeah. So what happens is the cop goes out because and I thought this was clever too, because like the lines go out, like they're trying to call a doctor. He's like, well, I can't reach the doctor, this is stupid. And they're like, and she was like, no wonder you can't, the lines are dead. And they're like, they probably shut him off early. And then the lights go out and you're thinking, well, they could have either shut it down, or like the gang members, they cut the lines. It turns out obviously they cut the lines. And so guy goes out to call a doctor on two-way radio, gets shot, and this sets the whole thing in motion. So he gets shot, they figure out there's a bunch of gang members, and this starts the action fest.
I wouldn't even call it an action fest.
Yeah.
It was Bastion from Overwatch, staring and shooting straight.
Yeah. Well, the thing is here, basically, I mean, you have to remember this was a low budget movie from the 70s, and it was only his second movie he ever made.
I know it was low budget, but when because all the gang members have silencers, which, okay. Somehow all these people who were randomly brought together, like, it's never explained how they got that gang army either.
No, it isn't explained how they got the gang army. And like they're like, oh, like they heard like after the first big shootout, which is awesome, they actually because they're like, oh, they'll hear us now, they heard the gunshots, there's dead bodies everywhere. They look out, it's like, wait, the dead bodies are gone, they moved them all, there's nothing there. And it's never explained.
That's gonna save a lot of money so we don't have to leave the corpses there.
Exactly. And even they're like, how the hell did they get the bodies out there so quickly? How'd they clean up? Never explained.
Also, another problem I have... Okay, basically the rest of the movie is just, like, talking, shootout, talking, someone dies, talking, shootout, movie ends.
Yeah, and I thought the action scenes were well done. It did drag a little in places, and I thought the dialogue was actually really good, but...
Oh, I thought the acting was awful.
No, I meant... Not the acting, Really? You thought it was awful?
It was pretty, like... stale, honestly. Like,
I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't it didn't blow me. Well, it didn't blow me away.
When watching it, okay, hold on. Who's gonna talk?
Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Anytime someone was talking, it was just like, okay, would you like to do that line again? But this time, give a shit, like you were shot at.
I don't know. I thought the acting was fine. Honestly, it was
fine, but at moments there was just like. Oh no, she's dead. It's like, okay, hey buddy, you wanna like run that again?
Well, I thought the woman's reaction was fine. Like she was just sitting there in shock, and like you could tell she was kind of crying. But yeah, the cop really didn't have too much of a reaction. He just looks over sadly, covers her up, and that's it. It's like, okay.
Do you remember the music in that scene?
Yeah.
Because I was laughing.
Really? I thought it was a sad moment.
what music did you hear? Because it was like this sort of jazzy piano as they stare at the corpse. It's like, oh no, she's dead.
It was kind of a sadder jazzy piano. It was like do 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 ba ba.
Well, the way I heard it, it was like after a case, maybe stuck in the middle of a case and singing in a coffee shop with a detective.
Well, because it
didn't sound like, oh my god, an innocent person has died.
I thought the music fit that all right. It wasn't like, I thought it fit it fine. I don't know.
That one, at that moment, I laughed. The rest of the music I actually do quite enjoy.
Yeah, like the main theme was really cool.
Yeah.
And actually, the funny thing is, they use that like jazzy sting for when he first enters the precinct as well.
Yeah.
It's like all happy is like, oh yeah, this is cool, brand new day. But
also, with that one person who dies, it's like, oh no, she's dead. The one who was going to be a terrible person, and immediately throw the guy under the bus.
That is true, yeah. So,
but I don't even think we ever saw her get shot. It was just like the shootout is over, and now she's dead.
And I was fine with that, honestly, because, well, it was a big shootout. Shit was going on. Bullets were flying. She got caught in the crossfire. So.
Yeah, but most of them were at the windows. It wasn't like the first shootout where it was going from everywhere. Every side was covered. So what shot her?
I don't know. Well, that's true. I don't know. For all we know, they could have been firing in the windows as well. So, from the front, because they were all kind of more coming from the back and the sides, weren't they?
Yeah, but the sides were in other rooms as well.
That's true. I don't know. I guess I just didn't really think too hard about it. So, but yeah, that she dies. Yeah, there's a couple shows, but yeah, I thought the one scene, the scene where Napoleon Wilson, which that's a really cool name. That's well, I remembered it, where he first got the shotgun, because there's a box and they try to open it, and there's a really tense scene where he comes to the door, he's holding it shut, bullets are coming through, he's like, I gotta get it open. Ah, crap. He's like reloading his pistol and everything. He finally gets it open, like just as Norberson throws it to him, he's just like bang, bang, bang. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he rapid fires a pump action shotgun is what I kept thinking.
Well, he did. He went bang, bang, bang.
No, because there's a moment later when the shootout starts getting like more hectic, where he goes bang, 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 and then cocks it. I was like, you didn't do that once while you were shooting, motherfucker.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Ash Williams in Evil Dead reloads the double barrel shotgun, I think, 3 times.
Yeah.
In the entire film.
The entire film, even though he fires it substantially more than that.
He fires more than 6 shots.
Exactly. But yeah, so that was good. But yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, there were a couple scenes that were tense. Like I didn't think it was amazing. Here's the thing. I'll say that. I didn't think like, oh, this is one of the John Carpenter's best. I was okay. It was a good average movie. I thought it was good for what it was, which is again his second movie shot on a super low budget. So
yeah.
Which is before Halloween and before
I do feel the first shootout when the office is like falling apart. That went on for so long.
Yeah, I thought that too. I agree with that, because like
it's like, look at all this destruction. I'm like, even for the 70s, this isn't too impressive.
No, well, that's the thing. I was like, you could tell. I was like, okay, John Carpenter, you just wanted to show off your special effects. I get it.
And also only hearing, well, there was even moments where you like hear the gunshot and then you'd see just paper kind of shoot up straight, where it was clear there was something below it that pushed it up.
Yeah, that pushed it up. Yeah, it's like the scene with freaking Roddy Piper that in They Live, that fist scene, that fist fight that goes on way too long. It's like, I get it. Roddy Piper's a wrestler.
Okay, it wasn't that painful.
No, it wasn't that painful, but I'm just saying, like, it is, that shootout, that initial one did go on way too long, it felt.
And I know the silencers were done because of budget reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's the generic sound, that took me out of the movie so many times, because it was like, oh, there's that sound effect again.
Oh, really? I didn't mind that. But yeah, it was the pew, 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 pew. Same.
Yeah, it was like the same 2 sounds over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that scene drags on way too long, and that didn't help either, which is like, pew, 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 stuff flying. Just like, okay, I get it, John. You can stop now.
Yep, okay, we get people are shooting. And I guess it's with my version as well. Like, you would see windows shatter, but there'd be no sound, and it's like, huh?
No, that was definitely your version, because I heard all the windows shattering, so. But yeah, I don't know. There were flaws. I don't know. Personally, I thought it was a solid movie. Like, again, not John Carpenter's best. I always like it was like, yeah, it was good. It's still worth a watch, but it wasn't one of his best. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. So, and there were a couple problems I had too. Like I said, the one went on way too long. There were a couple scenes at the beginning did drag on a little bit, like the initial inciting incident dragged out a little. I'm like, okay, get to the action.
I actually enjoyed the beginning the most.
Really? Yeah.
Because I was interested on what was going on, but with my usual problem with John Carpenter, he didn't ever really explain it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about John Carpenter is, like, character development and dialogue was never, like, his super strong suit, but...
I know, but I expect something, like, they were aiming... Like, explain what their plan was. All you know is they're doing this blood pact because 6 gang members died.
Yeah. And they don't really...
Who were clearly all black, yet in the news report you hear mixed race. Yep. Trying to avoid that one.
Yeah. Man, well, that is one thing that hasn't changed, because the news would have said, 6 black people. Nowadays, at least. I say as I take a sip of wine.
Why do you have wine?
Because there's, like, barely any left in this. I'm like, I'll finish it off. But, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, the beginning, I did enjoy the beginning as well, so.
My main problem is it felt like there was no reason to shoot up the precinct.
Yeah. And that was one of mine too. I'm like, what are their real motivations? Because, like, it's never really explained well either what their motivations are or how they, like, manage to get this many fucking gang members. Because, like, they have, like, when they cut themselves, they put their blood in a bowl and they throw the blood at the ground and they put a flag over it. And
that's what that was.
Yeah, that was the blood thing they put their blood in. Yeah.
I thought that was just red paint or something. I completely forgot.
You forgot about that?
Wait, who was carrying the bowl of blood this whole time?
I don't know. Again, they never really show it. Like, the blood...
No, just imagine, because it had to be one of the 4 people in the car. It's like, okay, Frank, you grab the M16. You grab the pistols. Gary, you better carry that fucking bowl of blood. We need it.
We need that blood to put a mark that we didn't know where we were going to put it, because we wanted revenge.
We want revenge on the cops, so we're going to go to the precinct where there's only 4 cops instead of the precinct that's apparently 10 blocks away. That's brand new, full of rookie cops.
But we also want the guy that killed our guy as revenge, and we're going to put that down because... And apparently they explain what it means. He's like, one of the guys is like, oh no, it's called like Choco or something like that.
I understood right away because it was a white flag thrown on the ground and blood, so no surrender.
Yeah, no surrender. But I'm saying, like, they explained that, like, they're like, oh well, yeah, that means they don't care. They'll cut all of us apart, but for reasons why we don't know.
Well, because we had our door unlocked and a guy came in here.
Right?
This is worse reasoning than the Purge.
It is. It's like, yeah, and that was one of my major problems with it is like their motivations are never explained. How they have all this manpower and manage to, like, hide the bodies in less than and the bullets in less than 5 minutes, never explained. How do they do this? I guess in this town, they just have gangsters with magical teleporting abilities.
Actually, the Evil Dead demons from Evil Dead 2 infected the town.
Yeah.
But only the cleanup ones that happen between cuts.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's this one scene where the guy, he goes out, like, the manhole, like, oh, we'll get to the car and get to the phone booth and phone for help. But he gets in the car, unlocks it, drives it, and he goes to the phone booth, he's like, yeah, he's gonna make it. They're like, yeah, and he's like, oh, thank God. And he looks at us like, yeah. And the gang member's just in the backseat with a fucking rifle. He just pulls up, bang, which I was initially
Wait, how did he get in the back? Because the car was locked.
Exactly! They have magical teleporting abilities. It's never explained.
And I was like, okay, the only reason I could think of was, okay, they want to get rid of the witness. But he killed the only gang member he could recognize. Yeah. The rest ran off into the darkness where he couldn't see them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just really
And
weird.
why didn't they shoot him when they all had guns?
Right. Yeah, he kills the one guy and they kind of just bug off. He's like, oh, well, I killed him, slowly gets the car and runs away. And then...
Well, you know what? I guess we could just assume they're shit shots. They have people surround a building, all fire into it, and they could only kill one person.
They could only kill one woman who was standing there doing nothing. Good job, guys.
I knew she was going to die, by the way. I was like,
really?
Oh, you're kind of the annoying one. Well, you're fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my major flaw with the movie. I didn't really have any other like huge flaws other than like nitpicking. But what were your flaws? We'll get that out of the way.
My main flaw was that like when that reasoning was taken out, it made everything else feel so underwhelming to me. There was no motivation behind the attack. It felt like, or the motivation was weak. Due to my version having weird sound cuts, the sound mixing was constantly distracting.
I'm sorry.
And the acting to me did not sound that good.
Gotcha. Again, see, I thought it was fine. So
You thought fine? I mean, it wasn't like Godzilla dub levels of bad. But it was still like, there was noticeable moments where I was like, would you like to give a shit this time?
The moment where I burst out laughing was where they were just talking. And they were talking about like I forget what the fuck it was, but something happened and they're like, we're gonna we can't go out. Oh no, it was the moment where I think he was trying to get out the window or something. But yeah, they're just talking and like, well, we can't do that. And the one prisoner just goes, shit.
I don't remember that, actually.
It was just out of the blue, and it was such an overreaction. I just started laughing really hard.
Between me and Snow White. Shit!
And here's the thing, since you took what we do for movies neither of us have seen is we watch it separately. So that way we can't influence the other's opinion.
And I took a little longer just because I forgot that it wasn't on Netflix, had to find it, and
had to go find totally legal copy of the DVD. Please support movies.
Exactly.
But while you were still finishing up, I decided to look up the remake, just the trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't sit through a whole movie in the time it took you to watch one.
Well, obviously, but yeah, because you only had a head start by about 25 minutes.
Yeah, and the setup in that one is the bus comes into the station because of a terrible snowstorm. And instead, this is kind of stupid, but at least it's a better reason. The main Napoleon knows all of the dirty cops in town. So all the dirty cops are attacking the precinct to get him. Oh, so now the main character cop who's there is white, and the prisoner, the convict, is black.
For reasons.
Say what you will about that later.
Exactly. Oh, it's because of a snowstorm. That's interesting.
Yeah, instead of someone... Well, because someone being sick is kind of a stupid reason,
it is.
Honestly.
Well, and it's like, it begs the question, you could tell he had a really bad fucking cough. It's like, why would you transport him in that condition in the first place?
Oh, it's just a cold.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you're not hacking up a lung. He was hacking up a lung, like, for the entire fucking trip.
Yeah, it was bad. He's like, like, he uncontrollably hacking. It's like, okay, fuck off. But, and
like
here's
12 hours.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I don't get. We never find out what happened to him.
He died.
Did he die? We never saw his body.
He died when they were trying to leave and the gang members came around.
Oh, that's when he got shot. Okay. So much was going on there I couldn't tell. But okay, yeah, he got shot. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but yeah, it's a more feasible reason than just someone sick who you can tell it's obviously worse than a cold, so you wouldn't even transport him in the first place. It's like, okay, but
also, I'd like to tell you, the guy who played Napoleon, literally on his IMDb page, the first thing it says, "Have a smoke."
Nice.
He's also dead, but besides the point.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Napoleon. He died pretty young. I did a little bit of research on him too, but He
Oh,
did,
60 is like
he
age.
did a good job. So he was one of the highlights in the movie.
I enjoyed the. If there was any actor I enjoyed.
If there was any actor you enjoyed and then you cut off, what'd you say?
If there was any actor I enjoyed in that movie, it was Napoleon. Whoever was playing Napoleon.
Yeah,
he was great.
Napoleon Wilson. Yeah, Darwin Jostin is apparently his name. Yeah, he wasn't in many movies. Great. His filmography contains 7 movies.
Huh.
So, but yeah, But yeah, the film, it's still a good film. Like I would not praise it nearly as much as it has been praised. Like I think it has like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's like it's near 90. Yeah,
it's near 90. But yeah, I would not call it like, oh, it's one of the best crime films of the 70s, because it's not. It's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes apparently.
Oh no.
No, exactly. I would say no to that, good sir. But
I mean, so if someone told me I really enjoyed this film, like Cameron's doing, I'm gonna be like, okay, good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a solid like 6 out of 10 for me, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like amazing.
I'm probably going to forget it by tomorrow.
Oh really? Gotcha.
Like there will be some scenes I remember, but besides that,
Yeah. Yeah, so
I think that's all I really have to say on it.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Like I would say, like if you're a fan of John Carpenter, I know you'll like this. Don't go into expecting like balls to the wall action, because it's more tense than like action. So which is not something you'd think for a movie called Assault on Precinct 13.
Honestly, I do like the concept of like a bunch of criminals attacking a precinct.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish the building was bigger as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know it's like, oh, it's small, it's like tense, and all that. But yeah, if it was bigger, yeah. So.
I think we should watch the remake at some point.
We'll probably do that just to compare the two now that we've seen the original. So.
Yeah, I would be up to see the remake.
Yeah, which didn't get nearly as good as reviews, but who knows? We might be one of the few people who like the remake better than the original. So.
Oh, I heard it was. I remember someone telling me it was like on equal with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and on I think it's like the remake is 6 on IMDb and the original is 7. So.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, because there's the thing. So, but yeah, if you're curious about it and want to watch it, I'd say go ahead and watch it. It's not. Don't go in expecting like a huge action fest. Don't go in like expecting like anything like groundbreaking or anything. It's a good movie. It's a good thriller which has some genuinely tense moments. So.
If you had to kill 90 minutes and you wanted to watch a random movie, this would be a fine choice.
Yeah. So it's not anything special. It's still a solid movie in my eyes, but it's not like amazing. I would not put it up there with John Carpenter's best work.
I'm not mad I saw it, but I probably won't watch it again. It's my view.
So.
But now it's time to spin the wheel.
Woo! Let's do it.
Hold on, you have to take a moment.
Okay.
I have to take a moment to go open the link.
Oh,
and I have to remove stuff because it decides to be dumb.
Mm-hmm. Austin Stoker is the cop's name, by the way, the main one in Assault on Precinct 13. He's 74 now. Nice.
And he's apparently starring in a new movie.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, let's spin the wheel. Okay.
What do we get?
Next time, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Ooh, sweet.
So I get to watch this with you.
This will be fun.
Yeah, go buy the Blu-ray before you watch it.
Because you have it, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. But yeah, so this was fun. That was Assault on Precinct 13. Next time, look out for Angel Beats, and then part 2, and then after that, we will do the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, next time is Angel Beats of 5 through
9.
9 or 10 we're doing.
Let me look it up real quick just so we can have that. Angel Beats. Just so we can have that little thing.
Just to be correct.
Just to be literally correct. So that was a hiccup. Let's do that.
Oh.
What?
Nah, fuck it.
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We said 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna do 5
through 9, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the OVA. Okay, yeah. So.
Okay, 5 through 9.
5 through 9, or it'll be 5 through 8 in the OVA. We have not decided yet, so.
Oh, I thought no, we were doing that in order. So yeah, it'll be 5 through 8 and the OVA.
Yeah, 5 through 8. Yeah, so. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, so thanks everybody for watching Cinema Roulette. Look out for that, and we will catch you next time.
Well, not really watching, more listening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.